Hello there, and thank you all so much for tuning in to hear about the many, many benefits and wonders of Nordic Walking. My name's Kristen Pratt, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you about what Nordic Walking is and what it isn't, and why it's such a powerful activity for so many and the special benefits for people living with Parkinson's and how you can get started. I thought I'd start with a little bit about me and how I got involved with Nordic Walking. I'm an occupational therapist by training, and I've been actively involved in rehabilitation, health and fitness throughout my career. I discovered Nordic Walking when I was working in Geneva with the World Health Organization, helping to develop their first ever disability strategy, and it's where I saw people doing this strange thing, looking like they were skiing on the grass. I soon discovered the many benefits for so many people and just how adaptable Nordic Walking was. And when I got back to Australia, I spent a couple of years as the main support for my mother-in-law who had Parkinson's at the time, and quickly realised the incredible benefits for her in managing her symptoms and staying upright and mobile and independent. And since then, I've taught over 2,000 people to Nordic Walk, people of all ages and fitness levels, including many people with significant balance and mobility challenges. Now, we all know how important getting regular exercise is and the value of it for everyone. But for people with Parkinson's, it's way more than just health. Physical activity is proven to really help manage symptoms and slow the progression of the disease. And we know that exercise can really improve balance, mobility, and all those activities of daily living, and starting early is really important. The trick is finding something that's effective for you and something that you really enjoy. Now, so what is it? What is with the poles? What is Nordic Walking? That's what you're all here to hear about. Very briefly, Nordic Walking came from Scandinavian cross-country skiers. It's what they do when in the off-season, when there's no snow, to stay fit and active. They basically shorten their poles, and that has now become what we know as Nordic Walking. What's happening are the poles actually become extensions of your arms, enabling you to harness the massive power of your upper body, your core, your back, your shoulders and your arms, to use your upper body to propel you along. So you're virtually going from walking on two legs to walking on all fours, standing up. There's many misconceptions about Nordic Walking. I won't go through them all today, but one of the main ones is it's just walking with sticks or it's hiking, and it's absolutely not. As you can see from this diagram, Nordic Walking and hiking look very different. They're for a different purpose. They use different poles. The poles are designed differently. It's a very different technique, and there are very different benefits. We don't have time to go in it all today, but it's absolutely not hiking or just walking with sticks. I'd like to now touch on the top 10 benefits that you can get from Nordic Walking. As you can see from this diagram, it's showing the red bits on the diagram are the muscles that are being used when you're Nordic Walking, running or cycling. When you're walking without poles or cycling or running, you're only using your leg muscles, about 40% of your skeletal muscles. Whereas when you're Nordic Walking, you're harnessing all of those upper body muscles, so you double the number of muscles that you're using, over 90%. They're working against resistance. That increases the cardiovascular, the heart workout you're getting, the calories you're burning. You're strengthening and toning all of your upper body. It gives you a great core strength and coordination and mobility. It's terrific at really improving your posture. It helps you to really stand up tall, open your chest and strengthen those postural muscles. One of the really important things that people really appreciate from Nordic Walking is that you can unload up to 10 kilos of load off your feet, your ankles, knees, hips and lower back, and that's very important for a lot of people. Helps with injuries, rehabilitation, prehabilitation, and one of the lovely things is that you can do it outside, you can do it anywhere, and it's great to do with friends and family. They're the general benefits. I'd now like to touch on some of the specific benefits for people with Parkinson's, what I talk about, the 3 big Bs. The first B is big. It really encourages big movements. We know with Parkinson's that you're likely to have very small shuffly movements, but with Nordic Walking, because you've got that nice big arm swing going, that encourages a nice big stride out and keeps your movements nice and big. Similar to the LSVT big program. Of course, balance. A lot of people with Parkinson's struggle with their balance over time. Once you've got those 4 points of contact on the ground with the poles, you've got the stability and confidence to stand up tall and really stride out. And of course, there's the other B, the third B, the brain and mood benefits. We know that all sorts of exercise is really good for your brain. It's neuroprotective, it's neurorestorative. And with exercise, like Nordic Walking, if you can get that high intensity workout, what we know is that it actually stimulates and activates the dopamine receiving cells, which have sort of got a bit lazy as the dopamine producing cells have dropped off over time. So they sort of wake up and you get a much better bang from your buck from the dopamine that your body's producing and the therapeutic dopamine that you're taking. The added benefits of Nordic Walking for people with Parkinson's is the postural retraining. We hear a lot of people say that just holding the poles reminds them to stand up tall, and by doing that regularly, you're really improving your posture and avoiding that sort of slumped look. It gives you terrific back and neck mobilisation. We know there's a lot of stiffness, particularly in the thoracic spine for people with Parkinson's. And again, you've got that lovely natural arm swing happening. I'd just like to show you a brief video actually of my mother-in-law, Jindo Sandhu, who had Parkinson's, who I mentioned before. She Nordic walked regularly for about 4 years into her mid-80s until she became unwell and unfortunately had to move into a nursing home. And there was about a 3-month period where she was really not well at all and could barely get out of bed and had to use one of those wheelie walkers. After about 3 months, when she started to stabilise, I asked her if she wanted to have a go on her Nordic Walking poles. And really this shocked me. She picked up the poles. We didn't say anything to her. She got the poles in her hands, and as you can see, she just immediately starts striding out tall and confidently, not shuffling at all. You'll see at one point in the video where her movements start to get a bit smaller. That's that Parkinson's small movement coming in, but when I prompt her to reach out, she's reaching out and really confidently propelling herself along with the poles. Nice big long arms out in front, reaching forward. I've just got a few comments here from what some of our Parkinson's Nordic walkers are saying about their experience with Nordic Walking. I won't read them all, but one from one of our regular Nordic walkers, John, said, "I was walking in a slump position and putting up with lower backache and neck pain. Nordic Walking has enabled me to walk direct in a livelier manner with reduced pain and has much improved my walking speed." And Jenny says, "I'm more confident walking with my poles and I love being outside in the fresh air. Nordic Walking is also great fun." So you can see we have many of our Parkinson's people Nordic Walking with us. We often get asked, do I really need lessons to, walk with Nordic Walking poles? And the answer is absolutely yes. I say it's surprisingly a lot more technical than people appreciate. It's a little bit like golf. When you see Tiger Woods or someone pick up that club and hit the ball, it looks so simple. And when you have a go, it doesn't happen. It's a bit like that with Nordic Walking. If you don't have lessons, the best case scenario, I guess, is that you just don't learn the right technique and get the benefits. The worst case scenario could be that you injure yourself. There's many bad habits that you can get into with Nordic Walking, and that'll mean you're not getting the benefits. So we really encourage you to learn how to do it properly, figure out which poles are the best for you, and get them at the right height. And there's a number of allied health professional Nordic Walking instructors around Australia who you can get in touch with, have a go at Nordic Walking and see how it changes your life. The secret to it is frequency. Regular practice is going to bring in that neuromuscular retraining so that it'll become an automatic, nice big movement for you. So thank you very much. I hope that this talk has inspired you to try to walk this way. Thank you.